Hi, this is Allie from Allie Cat's Crafts. I'm here to bring you a paper pumpkin tutorial on Cozy Christmas October 2025. In this kit, you will make 9 cards, 3 different ones, and this is what they'll look like in the kit. I do not make them like that. I like to do other things with it. I'll use almost all of these pieces in here and bring in other stuff like other card bases and sometimes different backgrounds from different types of papers. And just to forewarn you, about 50% is paper, is Stampin' Up! Stuff, and about the other 50 is really not. It's just stuff that I've had my stash for years. So that's what we're getting. So in there, you get a stamp set. And in the stamp set, which is, I had it right here. I don't know where I put it. But you get a little mini stamp set, which I thought I stuck right here. Okay, well, in the stamp set, you're going to get a bunch of stamps. One of them says, Merry Christmas. It might even be right here. Let me look. Here's the instructions how to do it, by the way, if you want to do it that way. You get Merry Christmas. It's the most wonderful time of year. I think that came with that. Well, here's some of them. And it says, Joy, deck the halls to the world. It has a little star, and then it has these little asterisk things. So that's the stamp set. You could also purchase the dies separately. That's an extra one. And it has Joy, some little leaves, a little flower, and a tag. And I have cut some of those out tonight to use in this card. In the kit, you'll get these little back images to stamp the stamps on. Like, for instance, the Merry Christmas will go right here. Okay. You also get 3 different card fronts, because you're going to do 3 different cards, and that's this one, this one, this one. They come in different colors. And you'll get some die cuts, one that says Joy, so you have enough to do 3 cards, and then you get this little stem for the Christmas ornament that goes at the top. And then the word Joy actually will be mounted on the top of that. So you have a background. The card bases you get 3 of these, and I've already used part of those. Okay, and you get 3 of these ones. It has a little bit of design, and 3 of the red. I only have 1.5 left, and 9 envelopes. And this time the envelopes are decorated on the top and the bottom, but not on the inside. But that's okay. Looks great. I'll be using these. I haven't used them yet. And you'll get 2 pieces that you layer and make into an ornament. I have not used those yet. And then you will get this little guy, a whole bunch of these little guys here. Well, I cut them up. The thing you're supposed to do with it is make a Christmas tree. I cut them up and made some cards last week out of it, and this week I'm going to do another one using them. So tonight, and it came with these little pretty glittery things, the sequins, and tear and tape, and of course dimensionals. So tonight we're going to make 3 cards, and I have got it all together, and we're going to start with those little bitty pieces that I cut up, because I'm going to make a little wreath out of it. So I cut this piece. It's a 4x4. Let me double check. Yep, 4x4. And we're going to build our wreath on that. This is just a piece of old paper pumpkin paper, and that is 4 1/4 by 5. 5 1/4 by 4 2/8. And of course a card base. And you have your scrap piece of paper that I want to use, put right here, and this will go on your envelope. Okay, so we'll set that aside, and this, I'll go ahead and glue it in right now. Okay, and let's see, get my glue together, and it'll probably be too big, which is okay. I just trim it off. So you're going to stick the glue right here. Okay, and then you're going to grab your little strip. Kind of decorates the bottom of the card. I'm doing something different. Normally I don't do this kind of stuff. Sometimes I do, but I thought this month, you know what? I'm going to try and remember to do that on all of my cards. But a little strip of paper if I'm using paper. Actually, this is not paper pumpkin paper because it's not colored on the back. I don't know what brand it is. It's just stuff that I had in my stash. I have this cabinet, this cup thing up there, and I just put everything up there. So I want to make sure this fold stays down nice. You know what I think I might do? I might just stamp the inside now, because then I can be done with that. Because I tend to forget about that. So I'm going to use cherry cobbler. Last night or yesterday afternoon when I did a video, I lost my cherry cobbler. I couldn't find it. And after I stopped the video, I found it in my trash can. When I was picking up all the papers, I just threw it in the trash can. I don't know why. I just did. So on this one, I'm going to put I gotta stamp it. I can't see it through here. I'm sorry. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Couldn't see it because it was so clear. I'm going to stamp it right there in the middle and hold it down so the ink soaks in and lift it up. Beautiful. Then I'm going to bring in the crushed curry and I'm going to do my little asterisks. I'm going to close this so I don't make a mess. Do my little asterisks around the edges. And this card inside will be done. And do it right here, just like that. Okay, let's do that envelope really quick since we're at it. That way that will be done completely. And I want to do my little tree at the bottom using the garden green. I really like this tree. And that was out of that extra stamp set that was called Merry Christmas. Whoops, a pumpkin came flying at me. Timeless Tidings. And it's right here, this little tree. It's an old retired stamp set, by the way. So I'm going to stick it right here. Okay. And I'll close up the ink. Wash off my stamp. That temporary tape is staying on there pretty good. I'm really shocked. It's doing really good. Then I will grab my star, my asterisk things, and I will put them right above that tree, kind of like that. Oh, that did not stamp good. There. And clean off my stamp. Put it over there. And close up my ink, of course. Okay, so now I will glue this to the top of the envelope. And I made it a little bit bigger this time so that I can just do it all the way to the top. Sometimes, depending on how much I have left. And with this card, I had to get a whole nother sheet out in order to do this because the paper goes that direction. That's how I wanted the direction of the paper to go, so I should say. So close up my glue. Put this cute, I like this paper a lot. I saw it and I said, oh, it's perfect. So stick that up there and make sure it's even. Press it down real good and then trim off the extra. Made a mistake right here. I want to make sure it looks, you don't see the white envelope. So there, trim that up a little extra. Toss that in the trash. Okay, envelope, inside the card, done. I tend to, oh, you know what I did? Darn it. I wanted to go this way. What did I do? Crazy me. Here I thought I was getting all excited about this. But no worries, guess what? Get out my extra paper over here. I have one cut already. Need a long one. So I will just take and cut it down a little bit smaller. The trees could go to the side, that's okay. I will do that. Chop it off, chop, and just glue it on there. You could always fix your mistakes. So now let's do that one more time. Let's grab the cherry color ink and stamp on. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Hold it down and lift it up. Grab my stars or my asterisks, set that aside and set that aside. And I'll stamp that around here and right there. Perfect. Okay. Clean my stamps. Stuck to my Merry Christmas one. Okay. And let's glue this in. Then the inside of this card will be done. There we go. No problem, right? We'll even it out. And stick it down. There we go. Okay, now we're going to glue this one down. To the front. This one is 4 1/8 by 5. Let me double check on that. And 2, 3, 4, 3/8. Almost 5 1/4. I just want just a little bit of a white border. And I noticed this is sticking out a little bit, so I need to trim that a little bit closer. That's better. So now we're going to build our Christmas wreath. So what I'm going to do is we're going to make a cute little wreath here. I want to get my mini dimensionals, which are right here. And I'm going to put them on the end of each one of these. Stick them on there just like this. Oh, that one already has one on it. Yeah, I was going to do another Christmas tree. And I thought, no, I've already done that. I need to do something different. So I opted to make a wreath. Something a little bit different. Now, this is a piece from the kit, and it's cut at, I think it's 4 by 4. Yep, no, 3 and almost 3/4 by 3 3/4. So it's 3 7/8 by 3 7/8. And that's going to be glued down down here. But first we're going to start our little wreath. So we're going to take off the backing, and we're going to start anywhere if you want. Start like that. Just start putting it down. So you want to take and make it curve. So we're going to, just like I'm doing like this. See how I'm doing this? Just layering it on the top of the other one, and we're just going to make it go around. That's all we're going to do. Okay? Just going to take that little back and just bring it around. Okay? And then eventually you're going to need to take and put your glue under here and help it down, hold it down, because it's not going to work after a while. It's going to, because it's just holding one end. You want to anchor it somehow at one point. But you want to move it around too, so that's why I kind of made sure it was going the right direction before I did anything. And also, when you come back here, you need to slide it up under there. So that's why you kind of like hold off. Wait, I gotta. Forgot I wasn't supposed to do that yet. There we go. We'll stick it right there and leave this one up. Because you want to be able to slide your little guy under there. So you know what I might do? I thought I would leave this backing on this one. Go like that. That way I can move it around whenever I want and not have to worry about it. So I'm going to keep bringing it around, making it as best you can for a circle. Because it's going to go on here like this. It's going to be a big wreath. It'll be kind of cute, I think. I think it'll be cute. I don't like where that one sat. So you want to make sure you go all the way around. And if you don't like it, just take it off like I did. I didn't like how it looked. And I'll put a little bit of glue there so I can bring it around. It needs to come so it's a circle. And the hardest part is getting this circle just right. Oh, that's the wrong way. That's what my problem is. Ha! You guys are probably, all of y'all are just going, Allie, hello. It's not the right direction. That's why it's not working. Well, I didn't see that, silly me. So you're gonna keep just layering it. Just go all the way around. And do you see how I had a little bit of glue there? It doesn't matter, because guess what? It's gonna be okay. Because it covers up the next one. One will cover up another. You wanna make sure it's layered, so it'll go all the way over the top of each one. And I did not count how many I had, so I may have to go into my stash over here, which I have extras, and make sure I have enough to go around. So I'm gonna just keep following it around, and I do need more, as you can see. I have them right here, no big deal. And where is my, there they are, right here. There, and that one right there, and just keep going around. And I noticed I got a little closer in this area. These are kind of further out, so let's do some adjusting. Let's bring this one down here. Kind of want them closer together, to tell you the truth. Just kind of bring them a little bit closer. And I'll grab some more from over here. Fit one right in there. Okay, and I think one more might be okay. We'll see. Put this one right down here. Perfect. I think it turned out good. Okay, let's move all these dimensionals out of the way. Okay, now let's just go under here and make sure everything's glued down good. Because we don't, oh, that's the one I left it on, I forgot. There we go. Okay, so I think everything looks pretty good. Push it down, there. So that is going to be glued right there. And I know what I need to do. I need to go under here. That's to hold down those little end pieces in different spots, because that looked like it was raised a little. Let's put some right there. Okay, that's better. So this is going to get glued right up there like that. But I think, where's my bow? Here it is. I have a cute little red bow that's going to go up here. Or See, I did not know exactly which I wanted to do. I could put that bow, and I don't like that bow. So it will be the red bow. So let me grab my little glue dots. Put the bow on right there. Look at how cute that bow is. And then we'll glue this down. Okay, the next thing, I have die cut Merry Christmas, and I put glue on the back. Ugh. Well, not glue, I put a sticker, double stick tape. There we go. I'm gonna just set that there for now so I know exactly where it's gonna go. So this is another brand because I don't have the ones from Stampin' Up, and I'm totally happy with this. Okay, so I'm gonna put that down. So I have Merry Christmas. Now, an important thing that I learned about this is just grab something, doesn't matter what it is, cover it up, and press it down really good. Because that tape needs to go down really good. So there we go, that is set down. Merry Christmas. One more thing. So you know how there's like berries on wreaths sometimes? Well, mine needs some berries. And I was thinking about putting a few of these on. However, these do not want to stick, so I'm gonna have to put some glue on this to get it to stick down. So I'm gonna put a couple little sparkly dots up here, just throughout it, and glue down the sequence. I think it'll look really cute. Probably right there, I'm thinking. So they look like little red berries. Just thought it'd be kind of fun to add a little extra. I'm sad that none of the glue just stays on there. Could be just mine. So there you have that first card. And I took the little trees and turned it into a wreath. And you know what? This kind of looked crooked. I hope I could fix it. No, just have to live with it. I think it's cute. I really like the card. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Sweet card, very fun. And that's what you could do if you have this kit. Cut it up and make a wreath. You don't have to have, the Christmas trees. So that's the first card. So the next card, I'm gonna bring it in. And we're looking at 23 minutes. I have 2 more cards to go. I hope I can get done. And it's basically the same type of thing, but we'll do the card thing again. Same thing. I have that, and we're gonna turn it this way this time. And what I did was I took my colored pencils and I did the watercoloring. So in order to save us time, I did part of this one on purpose so that we could save our time, because I knew that it's going to take some time to do this. So I pre-stamped it. And I have the garden green. Need to say thank you, Lori, for these. I did not have the garden green in mind, so I was very happy when you got them. I'm going, that's the colors I'm missing. So I'm going to finish coloring it. And you all know how to color, so I just thought, well, I'll just do some of it and have it prepped to save us some time. So this stamp is from Stamps of Life. It's a big one. And don't know where the stamp went. I have a set. But anyways, it came with this, came with a bow, came with all kinds of stuff in it. It's an old stamp set, I don't know, probably like 2 years ago or 3 years ago. Here it is. So it's called the Stamps of Life Holly Wreath to Stamp. And you get a bow with it, you get season greetings, Merry Christmas, Holly Jolly, and Joy. So I stamped this out, and yeah, that's what I did. It comes with stamps and dies. And I don't have the dies right this second, so I can actually die cut this whole thing out after I'm done coloring it. So then I'll put my pencil on here, color it, and then I will take the cherry cobbler, which I did not have. That is that one big set that you got me, Lori, by the way, that this was in. So we're going to be doing this wreath with the seniors, and I think they're going to love it. And they can do the watercoloring, or they can use markers. I'll show you in a minute. So like I said, we're going to do 3 wreaths cards. I really do like this one. This one turned out good. I can only imagine I couldn't actually put it together because I didn't know if I had enough of the things to make the trees, because I did 2 cards last night with part of that kit. So I have enough to do another wreath, I think, if I choose to do that, or something else. And that will be the end of that part of that thing. I won't be able to do anything. Okay, so now I have that done. So now I'm going to go in to give a little bit of extra color with Old Olive. I'm going to go down the stems of all of these. Okay, just put some Old Olive there. And if you know anything about color pencils, I don't know if a lot of people know, you have to be careful. Do not drop these, because what happens is the inside breaks, and then when you go to sharpen it, the tip breaks off and you waste your pencil. When I ran a home daycare, I had my own set of colored pencils because the kids would drop them all the time. They go, Miss Allie, they're breaking. I can't get it to sharpen. I said, that's because you keep dropping them. Remember I said, leave them on the table. Do not drop them. Just stick them in the baggies and set them down. You don't need to drop them. Well, I can't help it. They roll up. And I said, well, then put it in the middle of the table, not on the edge. So they started doing that. And all of a sudden, like magic, guess what? They didn't break. So the next thing you do is you're going to go in there with your blender pen. And see, I want to show you what it looks like colored. But watch when you do the blender. It mixes it all up. Isn't that beautiful? So I start with either the red or the green, and I do all that first. So you can see how it's already starting to change. Just go over all your pencil, and now it's like having watercolors without having to have the big mess. That's what's nice. So this was amazing. When I finally started doing this again, somebody told me about the blender pen. I'm going, that changed everything up for me. So when I took it to the seniors and they saw that, they're going, oh. And then Lori, she just bought me some for them. And I was so happy. So they're going to be coloring these wreaths in a few weeks. So we're going to start our Christmas cards a little bit, halfway through November, I think. So I've already started stamping them and prepping the cards for them so that when we get ready to do it, they'll be ready. We'll take the colored pencils. I think they're going to have a ball. They love making cards. So this is not that hard. This is actually very easy. It's just a little more time consuming. And that's why I kind of started coloring it, so that you guys wouldn't have to sit through all that, because you all know how to color, right? Who doesn't? And if you went out of the lines, it's okay, because guess what? Watercolors do go out of lines. That's how it's done with watercolors. So just keep going around. Until you're done. And you can see what I'm doing. I brought it close so you can see. So I think it'd be kind of neat to just kind of watch. See how I didn't color the corners, but guess what? This blender pin brings it around for you. Stay away from your red ink, which is your cherry cobbler, because you don't want it to blend with the green. So that's why I say stay with one color only. So I'm done. So now I'm going to take my pen and I'm going to grab either a napkin or paper or something, and I'm going to wipe off the green. Okay, so it runs clear. Now I'm going to go and do the red. Now watch the difference. See how it looks? Now watch this. Oh, it's so beautiful. Look at that. I just love these things. So let's go through and blend out those little cherries. Like little berries. Holly berries, that's what they are. I had to think about it. I love cherries. You know, when I lived in California, I had this cherry tree. It was humongous. And every year we get so many cherries. And one year I wanted to try and make, you know, those little cherries that you put in drinks and stuff. I used to like to get those maraschino cherries. And I would put them in my Cokes. I used to drink Coke. I don't drink Coca-Colas anymore. So one year I decided I got a recipe and I'd try it. Didn't turn out. I wasted a whole container that was like humongous container of berries. I was so upset. I'm going, I can't believe I just wasted all those cherries, because I love them. We'd sit there and we'd eat them. Daycare kids would come in the morning. Are they ready? Nope, they're not quite ready. You're going to just spit them out. And then when they get ready, they go, can we have one? Yes, you can pick 5 before you come in. You know, 6 o'clock in the morning, kids are all coming in, 5 cherries in their hand. And then it gets towards where I need to get them all picked, so I want to actually eat them really good, just have a good time with them, enjoy them, you know. So I send my son says, Mom, I'll pick the cherries for you. Will you pay me? He said, sure. He went out there with a big bowl. Now let me tell you, you know those the biggest Tupperware bowls that they make? They're like, I'd say 20 inches wide or 15 inches wide, you know, round. We get like 3 of those out for a tree every year, at least. That was just like the minimum. That's after they've eaten it off the tree like crazy. So he went out there and he picked them. He came in and he had a little, like half full. And I go, what happened to the rest? And he goes, well, do I get paid? So we paid him, you know, $20, him and his friends. Where'd the rest go? Oh, we ate them. But wait. I said, pick them. You didn't say we couldn't eat them, Mom. From then on, I never asked him to pick my cherry tree. I was so mad at him going, I only got a few of them. But, you know, kids will be kids. That's just how it is. They're just kids. So I don't want to get my die cut machine out. So I'm just going to kind of fussy cut around this really quick. You could leave it the way it was. It's really up to you. And fussy cutting doesn't really take that long. Just go around, fussy cut it out. And this paper, I did it on a 4x4 sheet of paper. And I'll show you how to stamp it in a couple seconds. That way you'll know what to do. It's a big stamp. You can use your Stamparatus, but I have one stamp pad or stamping block that actually is big enough to hold this. Barely though, I'll tell you right now. It just barely fits on there. So let's go along. Chop off the sides. It's very easy to do this, and you don't have to do it like totally perfect. Just kind of follow the edges. That's all you're doing. And move the paper. And I know you all know that. But just kind of always keep moving that paper. Don't move the scissors. The paper, your hand, the other hand, and the paper's doing all the work. And that's the beauty of fussy cutting. I didn't know that for a while. And then finally one day, I was watching a video on YouTube. I love to watch YouTube, by the way. That's the only thing I really watch. Oh, and Outlander. I like that show. They have a new season new series. It's called Blood of My Blood. I've already seen all of the first season. I'm waiting for the next one to come out. But anyways, I don't know where I was going with this. Anyways, I learned how to do this watching YouTube. That's what it was. And then I realized, oh, I could do that. See how pretty that looks? I just really like this wreath. So we're going to take the word joy, and we're gonna stick it in there. Now I die cut this out of the little extras that we get. So that's how I got that joy. And I love how it's stitched. See how it's stitched? It's really pretty. So I'm just gonna glue it down. And I should have done a few, because then I could pop it up. Hold on one second. I know I have some more cut out over here. Let me see, what do I have? Here's one. Let's just layer it. Just a little, bump it up a tiny bit. It needs it, I think. Let's do one more. And this is retired Stampin' Up! Paper. Okay, so I bumped it up a little bit now. I'll glue this down right across there. I really like that. And then we're going to glue this down. Actually, no, we're going to get our dimensionals out. Almost forgot. See, I have a plan here. Thought it would stick, but evidently it didn't. One in the middle. Okay. So we're going to put joy right here. Just like that. Then I have some greenery that I'm just going to glue around here. Some extra greenery from another card that I did. So I want to take and put one. I'm going to find it. Here's one. Here's one. I have a whole bunch here. So there's one there. And then I want to put, I would like to put, not want to, that one there. There's the other one. And that one there. And then that one. So we'll take and put little bits of glue. And this was die cut out of another set that I have. I don't have it right here on the table, and I'm so sorry. We're doing good on time. Really like this greenery added to it. Oops. Yeah, I was looking at the card when I was designing it. I was kind of trying to picture, I'm going to need something there. And I looked over at my table where I cut a whole bunch of this extra greenery. Just because I didn't know what I was going to do with it. I just like to have it pre-cut. And I said, that's what I'm going to do. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put a little bit of some of these little guys on here. So we're going to cover up all these berries. And you'll see part of it, and that's okay. So we're using the joy, and we're using the little sequence from the kit. Most of this is not coming off. I cannot believe I got one or two maybe I'll use a sticky. But then I still put the glue down because I don't trust it. If it's coming off now, it'll come off later, right? Okay. And there's the second one. So now we need to glue this little piece on the inside. Set that aside. Turn it off. And glue this on the envelope. Down. Oops. Come on. Branch it up. There we go. And then trim it off. Yes, I did throw that on the floor that time. Okay, so there's that part of the envelope. I will now put that in there. Okay. And I have joy right there, so I'm going to put Merry Christmas on the inside of this. Stuck to that again. And I got my finger in the ink, so I'm going to do that. So it kind of goes off to the side. And then I'll put it right here. Oh, I did it. See, that's what I was trying not to do. Oh, well, it is what it is, right? So I have this cute little sticker. Haha. I will just put that right over the top of that. And I will put a cute little Christmas tree. So it looks like it's meant to be. There we go. Here, I'm just gonna, I know what I'll do. Sometimes you have to do what you gotta do, right? So I'll just put Merry Christmas on the card, on the envelope. It's kind of funny, actually. So I need to get a scratch piece of paper. Did not bring one over to me. Oh well, you know what? I can just grab. Aha. There we go. And they'll be able to write over the top of it. It's not a big problem. I think it looks kind of cool. A little bit different. Kind of messed up. But that's okay. I think it'll be fine. You can write over. That's kind of cute. Kind of different. Okay, so there's the second card. Turned out really cute. Okay, so for the third card, I've already stamped it. We're running kind of low on time, so I don't know if we'll have time. I was going to use markers, but guess what? I have one pre-done with the colored pencils. So what we're going to do is we're just going to fussy cut this one out. And I don't have the marker one. I did one with the marker that it was good, but it was not what I expected. I think it was because, oh, here it is. Well, this is the one I was going to do, and I think it's okay. Well, it's still wet. That's the problem. So that's what I was going to do with this one. So you know what? I'm going to stick with this one. I'll just be very careful with it, and I'm going to fussy cut it out. I was going to show you how to do this. So all I did was I took and I used the markers. I used the garden green and the cherry cobbler, and I colored it in after I stamped it. And then I used my stickles. And that's what the berries were. I wanted to do something a little bit different. So I kind of did this, but I didn't know if it'd be dry. And I thought I might have time to be able to do it, start from the beginning, but evidently I didn't. So we'll just go with this. And I told you how I did it, so, because this will take time to do. So I'm gonna just fussy cut it out like I did the last one. This was about an hour ago that I did the stickles, but I put a lot on. See how thick it is? Because I really wanted the berries to stand up. So this is what this card would have looked like if I would have started from the beginning, but we just ran out of time. So I'm sorry. Sorry about that. I'm being very careful that I don't get my fingers in the glue, because I did that the other day. As long as you just kind of lift up real quick, it doesn't affect it. Just put another dot there. It's fine. There's a lot of grace with this stuff, so to speak. Just keep following it around. It's a very fun, easy card. You know, I wanted to get 3 done, but I was hoping they wouldn't take this long, and I'm so sorry I'm keeping you this long. And hopefully you'll get ideas. You can use any wreath stamp. I don't know if Stampin' Up! Has one like this, but I do know that they have greenery. And if you took the greenery, which I don't have that stamp set, and dies, and you cut the greenery out, you could make a wreath by moving it around. So any greenery, actually. I'll probably show you how to do that, because I've been wanting to do something like that. And it's beautiful when it's done, trust me. So now I will grab my dimensionals, and let's see, where's those dimensionals? I had them, there they are. I'll be very careful that I don't touch where I don't want to. I did touch it though. Ah, touched it again, see? That's okay though. Like I said, it's forgiving. So you can't even tell that I touched it. I'm glad. Okay, so this is from the kit. It's one of the card bases that I cut down. I'm going to take and put it in the middle, right there. Press down wherever there's dots. It happens to be right there. One is right there. Okay. Just being very careful. The next thing you want to do is I want to glue this on the inside of the card. chop it off. I like chopping. Or cut it off, depends on how you feel about that. Now I'm going to glue this down. Even just a little edge. And it's the same dimension as the last one. Last ones, and I'll put that down in the description box for y'all. So I'm going to glue this down. This one does the same thing on each side. Just matches up with that original one. So I'm going to take my scissors and go right up under there, right over there, over there, to press it down really good. Okay. Later on, it kind of curls up. I kind of like that idea. So it kind of gives it more dimension. So the next thing I'm going to do is I have, where's it at? There it is, Joy. Joy goes right there in the middle. And this was cut out of the card base too. And so is this other Joy. So I'm going to put that right there. And there's that card. So the next thing I'm going to do, I have tons of glitter on me. I will bring in some of these guys. I'm going to put, go with that. Yeah, I'm going to put them right there. That's where I want it. I'm going to put 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. I know, it's not the right number, right? So I'm going to put the small one in the middle. They are different sizes, by the way. I don't know if I told you that. And then the bigger one on the outside. Now, I could have used my stickles, but I kind of wanted to add this, add these. I don't buy these. I don't like to spend money on them. They're kind of expensive for just a few. So when I get them in the kit, I use them. So there we go. There's that card. And my envelope is right here. I will add my little tree top thing to the top to the envelope flap. Line it up best you can. Like I always say, just line it the best you can and then trim it off or chop it. Okay. There's that envelope. That looks really cute. And last but not least, get my cherry cobbler out again. You know, this cherry cobbler is dangerous for me. I'm telling you. Well, you already know that. So I gotta be very careful that I don't drop my stamp again, right? It is the most wonderful time of the year, and I think I just stuck my arm in it. Oh well. I don't think I did. Nope, I didn't. Got lucky. And I will get my tree out, stamp the tree on the envelope. And we're almost done. Oh, and it fell off. A little tree right there. And I think I'm going to put a tree in here too, just for fun. There we go. Okay, we are done. So this is one of the cards. I used the markers for that. And a cute little stamp from Stampin' Up. It's called Holly Wreaths to Stamp. And I stamped the inside. It's the most wonderful time of year. Use the paper to decorate my envelope and the inside of my card. And I did a wreath using the watercolor pencils, and the joy and the card, the joy and the sequence came from the kit. Same the sequence here and the joy, and this part did. And then I made a mistake and stamped the whole envelope, which I like, and then the inside, same thing. And this one I used the pieces, the card base, and the piece from it, and the sequence, and did Merry Christmas and Most Wonderful Time, and decorated my envelope. So here's our 3 cards tonight. Thank you very much, and have a great evening. Bye. Sorry it took so long. Bye.